efficiently and really minimize that downtime. Goal here is to reduce those IT expenses. So reducing the IT expenses means minimal shipping costs. So if you have to ship machines out right now because you need to fix issues, but you don't have a really good support model. Typically, that's what ends up happening. You have a home user, they're having an issue. It's cheaper to just ship them a new machine. They use the new machine that they shipped out, and then they send the old one back and it gets decommissioned. Or you ship out a loaner machine, and then temporarily they ship their old one back to a depot. It gets migrated to a machine or repaired, and then the shipping goes back. Rather than doing all that cross shipping, what Swimage can do is simply be a triggered event that says this machine is running slow, it's not right, it's got malware, it's got something going on with it. Rather than shipping out a new device, simply fix it in place. So what it will do is it will send a command out. It will redeploy the entire system from all known good source in place. No network required, no external storage required. It does everything in place on that same drive, rebuilds the operating system, and reinstalls all your applications, migrates all your settings, profiles, data, everything. About 30 minutes, you're up and running. That completely eliminates those cross shippings just to simply fix a machine. It also reduces your support costs because you don't have individuals having to spend hours on the phone trying to figure out what's going on with the machine. Simply trigger an event that says, go ahead and redeploy. We can take that to another level, and the users can actually do this themselves. If they feel like they're having a problem, last time this fixed the problem, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. They can actually reinitiate a rebuild of their system in place, knowing that they're going to have all their functionality back. Apps, settings, data, everything they need to do their job is going to be recovered on that machine. And in about 30 minutes, they're back functioning again. There's an external benefit of this as well. So if you reimage machines more often, or you simply wait for a certain period of time and just reimage a machine, say toward the end of the hardware life, traditionally, which might be 3 years, refreshing the operating system is going to speed up that machine, because it's going to get rid of bloatware. It's going to get rid of all the fat that's on that machine that has been slowing it down. It's not the hardware that's slowed down. It's the operating system and the bloat that's on it. So you refresh that machine. What you can do is instead of having 3-year life cycle in your machines, you can get hardware life 4, 5, 6 or plus years on these machines. We've had customers getting 9, 10 years out of a piece of hardware. If the hardware is fine, it's not really, misfunctioning or anything like that, and the users aren't really heavy users, they can live with hardware for as long as they need to. So Swimage is a really good process for getting that extended hardware, which saves a lot of money. Okay. Next, we want to improve performance. The idea is that we want little to no downtime. The users can get up and running very rapidly. They can be done over lunch, it can be done overnight, it can be done if there's a critical issue during the day, because it doesn't take very long to get it completed. But the key part about this is all data settings are protected and retained. So at the end of the process, the users don't have to spend another day or weeks trying to reconfigure their Outlook signatures or reconfiguring all their where the icons are located and getting exactly the way you want. That personality gets transferred with Swimage. So they log in, they don't even realize anything's changed, except on the back end. It's a brand new operating system. It's all new installed applications. It's all cleaned up. Any of the bloat, anything that you didn't want on there has been purged completely. So it's a really clean build, but that personality still gets retained, which makes the users very happy. They continue their job, which is really about maximizing their performance for your company. Okay. And then finally, what I want to talk about is a little bit around the business continuity. This is a really important factor because Swimage is designed to allow for business continuity and get triggered in the event of a disaster recovery. So if you have Swimage enabled on all your devices and you have a malware outbreak, for example, you can use Swimage to trigger that event so that malware gets purged very quickly from your organization. It'll lock the system and it'll immediately trigger a rebuild of your systems. And this could also include ransomware. We have a ransomware recovery component as well that does a backup of your data, which can restore. So what happens is, because Swimage resides on the machines itself, it can recover from itself. So it recovers the operating system, all your applications, purges your ransomware. It can be done completely remote, and it can do all simultaneously. So you could actually have an entire system recovery in a matter of minutes to hours versus weeks or months to get a full company rebuilt if you have that kind of outbreak. So Swimage is a fundamental part of disaster recovery. And then also we have the piece that fits in that's the security compliance, making sure that all machines are within bounds of security. So if you have kiosk machines that require high level of security because they're public facing, if anything gets out of compliance, if it feels like it's getting hacked or anything like that on these devices, Swimage can kick in immediately and lock that system out from any further attacks. And then it can also not only lock it out or report it and rebuild the system in place without any ability to access the system while it's being rebuilt.